Thanks for tuning in, Jeff Bergeron Hot Homestead. And in this video, we are going to take an RV heater, a furnace, out. And I'm not going to put a new one back in. We're not going to fix it. This is just to uninstall, remove of the furnace. It doesn't work. It stopped working on me, and I'm not going to replace or repair it. I'm going to actually fix it some other way. The RV in my situation is not an RV that can be used, travel around in. I've actually kind of made it part of, incorporated in my house here. So yeah, I am going to just use a different method for that. So, but that's for another video to deal with on that. This is just to uninstall the video, or uninstall the video, uninstall the furnace. So let me show you what I did. So now in my setup, my furnace, to get access to my furnace, it's actually behind this panel. So I've already loosened them all. I just need to do that one. And now you can see my furnace back in there. I have already taken off this thing here that was up in there. And let me tell you, on these screws here, here's actually, some people say to use a Phillips screwdriver. Well, in this piece here, I actually used a square piece. And I think this actually says, so on these, some people say you can use a Phillips screwdriver, and I guess you could, but I actually have a, what is that, square one? Is that what that says? Yeah, it looks like S1. So an S1, the square guy, that actually ended up working out so much better than using the screwdriver. So now on this device here, I don't know exactly what the issue is, other than the blower does not come on. All I hear is a click, and that's it. And I can sit here and try to figure it out, but my long-term solution is not to use this. So in this video, this is just to uninstall and not install, because you can just do the opposite. So I'm going to take this out of here, and I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just going to start popping out screws, and I'm going to take you along with me. So first off, let's just kind of show you what's happening with this. See, now this is where I could go like this, and I could get my lighting, and then we go in here and we go. So they have on the furnace this switch right here. That's kind of an on-off switch, and I kind of like that because that allows you to actually set it on the furnace, on the thermostat side, and come in here and turn this on and off and maybe see what's going on. So let me go ahead and flip it, see what happens. You see this light back in there? See if we can get to that light. See the little flash of that red light? I don't know if you can hear that click, but there's a faint click. I don't know exactly where the click's coming from. It sounds like it's coming from this area. So it might just be the circuit breaker, the board. It may not. It may be something else. But I'm just going to uninstall the whole thing. Now, it looks like that this piece here is kind of the casing, and there's a lot of caulking around to kind of help keep it from leaking. And it looks like that it might be all the way around it, so I may have to take this off too. So I'm going to have to basically unscrew everything that's around here. Luckily though, that one there was on the outer shield, but I've got, gosh, I got a whole crap load of screws. What, 3, 6, 9, 12 screws. So I'm going to do all 12 screws. And then we also have over here, we've got the propane line back in there. So once everything's kind of loose, then I'll do the propane line See, that light is continuously flashing, so I don't know what that means. It's like it's trying? I don't know. Anyhow, so the thermostat, way back in there, the wires from the thermostat come in there. So I don't know how we're going to disconnect those just yet, but I don't know. We're just going to start doing it and see what happens. First thing is just take out all the screws and see if I can take this off, and then we'll kind of go from there. And it looks like that the screw heads are the same ones that I just used. So we're going to use the square one. But you can kind of see how maybe you could use this Phillips, but the square one fits perfect. All right, so boy, was this a pain in the butt. It actually came off in pieces. This is just regular plastic, but obviously there's a bunch of the weather stripping, caulking stuff. I ended up just using this here to get it done, and I just pried it. These clamps here were bent over because they were going through the holes that were in here. So I bent them out, and actually when I started pulling this out, the whole heater started to come out as well. So the heater's in there pretty loose. See, look at that. So now I got to get on the other side, and there's because the heater goes through the floor, so the ductwork goes through the floor. So I got to disconnect the duct, and then and when I do that, I might be able to see where that is there, and I can maybe just cut those. Because since I'm not going to reuse this, I may cut them, but I want to try not to cut them because I want to show you what it's like so you can replace it. So, and then I got to be careful of that gas line too. I don't want to pull it too far out of that gas line. I don't want to mess up the tubing. All right, so let's get to the other side. Since that's loose, that's actually, it was a pain in the neck to get started. But then obviously when you go to replace it, you'll want to clean all this up. So you're going to get it, you're going to have to get a new, I don't know what they would call this, a casing is what I call it. But you're going to probably want to get a new one of these to put around there. All right, let's go on the other side and disconnect that and see what I can see back there. So on this, I got a lot of dog hair and stuff. These screws are just standard Phillips screwdrivers. So they're pretty simple to pull out. I got a dog, so I got dog hair everywhere. So what I need to do now, I think, is I got to disconnect these. I don't know how they're connected just quite yet. And then that thermostat, oh, it looks like it may just plug right in. Okay, you can't quite see it, but back up in there is just a plug. So I'll be able to reach in, press the clamps, and then pull it out. So that should be pretty simple. There's some other wiring involved. What is it, dusty up in there? That's probably why it doesn't work, huh? Oh no, those wires actually look like it just goes underneath the heater. Interesting. Okay. So I just gotta reach in there, take care of that, take care of these. So you can't really stick my hand in there while I got the camera by there, but you can kind of see that connector there, the top and bottom of it. That's where you can press, and that releases the little clamp, I guess, and then you just pull it out, and then it comes loose. A little bit difficult, but once you kind of got a good grip on it, then it was a piece of cake. Just fingers do it. Loosening it was actually pretty simple, and this thing here just happened to be perfectly out of the way, so you can easily do it this way. The size is a 13/16, and it actually fits with a little bit of play, so it makes me think it's a metric, but I put a 19 on there and a 19 did not fit. 19 was too small, so it's either like a 20 or 21, but I didn't have a wrench that big. So, but 13/16 works. I'm sure a crescent wrench or adjustable wrench would work too. So let me go ahead and finish loosening that so I can push that out of the way, and I should be able to pull that right out. This slides right out. It kind of holds this in place, then I got this pad here. This pad kind of protects, kind of holds that in place. It's kind of hold it in place. So I'm not too sure. I think it goes around both sides of the heater right here. So I think if I pull this forward, I can possibly put this to the other side, and then the other side's all open, and hopefully that then would get that on the other side, and I can just pull this out. So let me try. I had to use a pry bar to bend that so I can get the fuel line behind it, because it's all copper, so it's stiff. So I don't know if I can pull it the rest of the way out. I have to be able to, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, I guess. So that piece there that the thermostat attached to, that was binding on the edge there. So I had to move the gas line. I was eventually able to move the gas line to where it was on top of the heater, so it was out of the way. Then I was able to take this whole thing and slide it over. So the gas line is a pain in the ass. Excuse me, pain in the tush. So now I'm able to pull it out. Now I noticed though on the other side there are 3 little feet that brackets that would attach to the floor. This one didn't have those attached, and in fact even the vent pieces were just literally pushed on. So all right, let's pull this guy completely out, and then that's basically how you disassemble it. Or not disassemble this, but uninstall it. This is the heater. It's out. Everything's good. This was actually sitting, it was a zip tie that was holding it in place down here, so I guess it doesn't get hot. So, but that's it. See ya, bye, have fun.